Video games have come a long way from mindless repetition to full-fledged cinematic experiences. They're not just for action anymore. You have comedy, drama, and dare I say it, romance. My first experience with horror video games came with The Seventh Guest, Alone in the Dark. Wow, that's dating me. Oh, this will date me. When you translate a horror movie type experience into a game and translate it back into a movie, this is Silent Hill. Rose and Christopher De Silva, played by Rhoda Mitchell and Sean Bean, once adopted little Sharon. Sharon has a habit of sleepwalking and talking about a place called Silent Hill. And when she sleepwalks, she really goes for it. She doesn't stand on the edge of the bed and stare at Mommy. She finds the nearest cliff.
Mom! We're going home.
Come on, let's go back inside before CPS gets involved. Again. Otherwise, Sharon seems like a normal, happy child who draws cute pictures. But we need sleep, damn it. Because therapy and medication are for suckers, Rode decides to take Sharon to Silent Hill for some answers. Dad is against it, but since he was a last-minute addition to the cast, he's got like no say in anything.
Damn it, Rose, what's going on?
Question. Your kid is having nightmares, specifically about Silent Hill, and your first impulse is taking her there? What if she was dreaming about trying to get away from Silent Hill? What if these are nightmares and you're taking her straight to the source? While stopping for gas, Sharon's pictures take on a sinister quality. Uh-oh, I've seen this meme.
I don't like that, Mommy.
This gets the attention of a cop, Officer Sybil Bennett, played by Laurie Holden. She once saved a child's life, so every time she hears a kid raise their voice, she thinks abuse. She tries to pull them over, but they're so close, and Mommy's ride or die.
Keep your seatbelt fastened, honey.
Mommy's too pretty for jail. This lawbreaker thinks she can outrun the law. The cops fall back, but keep the suspect in sight. Surprisingly, she smashes through a locked gate. Surely, she's just late to pick up her Mother of the Year award. Welcome to Silent Hill, where the car radios spew out cries of the damned. And unaccompanied little girls jaywalk. Rose wakes up with Sharon missing, so she walks the rest of the way to Silent Hill, where it's ashier than my elbows and the render distance is turned way down. The place is deserted, not an NPC in sight. No sign of kiddo either. Oh wait, there's one. I hope it's Sharon. The adoption agency will never let them live this down. Anyone feel like this is a trap and she's about to get mugged Bruce Wayne style? Tornado! Get underground! Oh, come on, it's not that dark. Can I talk about the cinematography so far? They really captured the visual style of the game, right down to the camera angles. This looks just like a level from the game. Somewhere out there, a chain link fence salesman is very pleased with himself. Rose puts her hand into a pile of goo that was once this guy's guts. Lose weight now, ask me how. Just watch out for Jim Henson's babies.
Mom! 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 Mommy! What?
She wakes up in the gutter. I guess those creatures decided to spare her. By the way, anyone remember bowling? Fuck this place, I can always adopt another one. Well, it doesn't look like Rose is walking out of here. Meet Dahlia, played by Deborah Kara Unger, an outcast wandering the streets alone who speaks in hushed tones. What?
They hurt my child.
What?
They did terrible things to her.
Can you speak up, please? She too has lost a child, but she's even whinier about it.
Get away!
Oh, that Rose, making friends wherever she goes. Sharon's hubby is busy trying to track down his family. Rather than buy a map, he bribes a mechanic. Are you crazy, flashing a wad of cash like that around, Sean Bean? Rose finally makes it back to the car, which won't start. This just gives one of the scariest beings in existence time to sneak up on her. For God's sake, don't shoot!
Put both hands on the wheel.
Busted by Officer Bennett. And, come on, is it really bright enough for sunglasses here? On the trail, hubby meets local cop Officer Thomas Gucci. I guess Detective Louis Vuitton called in sick today. Coochie, played by Kim Coates, offers to take him to Silent Hill to help search for Rose and their now missing cop, Bennett.
Come on.
Hope you saved your progress.
Stay where you are!
Take it in the face!
This lets Rose give Bennett the slip. Rose gets to the school, because when a kid runs away, they usually make a beeline to the nearest school. Meanwhile, in the real Silent Hill, exposition time, the town Silent Hill is located above a continuously burning coal mine fire. The toxic fumes force the evacuation of the town, but some of the people never made it out. If this sounds familiar, it's based on a real-life town in Pennsylvania called Centralia, where a similar coal fire shut down the entire town. It's still closed to this day. Back in the spooky Silent Hill, Rose is not alone. 10 fingers, so it must be Sharon. I hope you're not pooping in there. Give me a minute. This was Colin, a former school janitor, who'd been tortured and mutilated. And something compels her to reach into his mouth. I guess whoever was holding her gamepad. Let us in! It's the only working bathroom! Luckily, something scares him off. Or, unfortunately, depending on how you look at it. That siren comes back on and the world around her rots, even more. Hey, put that thing back in my mouth! I ask so little! The entire world changes into something darker, diseased, and corrupt, like the floor of a movie theater.
It's the guy from Fortnite!
We wore masks before it was cool and mandated. Christopher's version of the place is a lot less interesting. He's literally crossing paths with Rose, but not, since they appear to be in alternate dimensions of reality. Bennett catches up and rescues Rose. They can keep out the bugs, but not Mr. Head.
Fine, stay in there. Come on, comically big knife. Let's find some giant toast.
And like that, things return to relative normal.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't even know where to start. I found this. It's from a hotel.
Or a motel? Sorry, we couldn't find your family. At least you don't look too old to start over. They get to the hotel where they find a woman named Anna attacking Dahlia.
But without a flock, it's your sins which hold you here.
For God's sake, speak up! Oh joy, more breadcrumbs to follow. Speaking of breadcrumbs, Christopher breaks into the county records to look up Silent Hill. I know it looks like shit, but believe me, there's a system. He finds records of a fire, a little girl, and Gucci is involved. Rose has no respect for art and finds a secret passage. Thanks for the help, I got it, bitches. The place is a burnt out wreck, but it's roomy. Tired of chasing you. You come here for once. Oh, who am I kidding? Ow! Lost a nipple. Aw, looks like she skipped bedtime a few weeks ago. This is not Sharon, but Alessa, Dahlia's daughter, who just happens to look like Sharon.
I'm burning.
Uh-huh, that's nice, dear.
I think I just saw Dahlia's daughter. Something terrible happened here.
What was your first clue? The hidden door? The massive fire?
We have to leave!
Quick, run inside! Not you.
Health and lives!
Where have these people been the whole time? Throwing rocks at Dahlia, that's where. Do you want to continue this conversation someplace less freaky? Dahlia is shockingly unconcerned. Rock and roll! See what happens when you waste your time on hatred?
Hey, I think you lost somebody. Well, not yet, anyway.
You know when you get something new and you carefully peel that film off? This ain't it.
Here's her clothes, her skin. Wait, I still got her bones.
Oh my god! Can we talk about this scene? In case I have to censor this, Pyramid is holding Anna with one hand, and by the other, grabs her by the boob and yanks all her skin clean off. It is so brutal. Oh, we're fine, by the way. Thanks for asking.
Witches!
Oh, that's your answer to everything. Christabella, played by Alice Krieg, is their spiritual leader. The Hive Queen, if you will. These religious zealots have been holed up here for a long time. I'm not going to dwell on what they've been eating or how many bathrooms there are, but let's just go with it. Christopher shows up at the orphanage where they found Sharon. The nun is none too helpful.
I can't help you. I'm sorry.
Before he can wrap her knuckles with a ruler, Gucci shows up with more exposition. Rather than let Christopher continue, or even, find his wife and daughter, he's sent home with a warning. The fanatics are at least a little more helpful.
Then use your faith to help me find my little girl.
Only the demon knows where she is.
Well, I didn't say really helpful. They do offer to take Rose to the demon, who knows where to find Sharon. The demon lives here, at the hospital. She's gotta go alone, because we only have one controller. Once they realize Sharon and Alessa look alike, they're both branded as witches. Rose gets away while Bennett fights off the Brethren. You know, the bluff was working. Fuck up a perfectly good bluff. Suddenly, this hospital has more decks than the Enterprise on Star Trek V. In the sub basement, everything else is rotten to hell, but the signs stay nice and legible. Rose finds the nursing staff, who appear to be on a break. And the scene that launched 1,000 slutty, scary nurse costumes at Spirit. I find this one of the more freaky, intense scenes. I don't know, that's the way they move, the way it's lit, it's just ugh. I can smell my retinas burning. Her reward is more exposition and an explanation for everything that's been going on. In a nutshell, Alessa was tormented by her classmates because she didn't have a dad. If that wasn't bad enough, she was raped by the janitor. Remember this guy? So in the twisted logic of these religious zealots, this makes the little girl the sinner. Oh, and Dahlia is Alessa's mom and these two are sisters. She agrees to let the cult purify her daughter. And they aim to restore purity with fire as if the rape weren't punishment enough. But someone went cheap on the chains and they wound up torching the place. Now you see Gucci's role in all this. This left Alessa horribly burned, but at least she's cleansed. She was in so much pain and misery, her hatred grew and manifested as a demon version of herself, Dark Alessa. The culmination of her hate and rage in the form of a scary little girl. But her innocence also manifested as the little girl Rose and Christopher adopted, Sharon. The real Alessa is still alive in bed, letting her two minions do their thing. But Alessa wants a favor.
What do you want?
All we ask for is satisfaction.
I think I got a Snickers in here somewhere. What she really wants is a ride. Dahlia's been hiding Sharon the whole time, but they find her. Meanwhile, Christopher's escorted out of the movie. The Brethren prepare to burn Bennett and Sharon at the stake. I'm just gonna say this. This will make the upcoming bloodbath so much easier to take. Given their track record with fire, should they be doing this indoors? In their only safe building? I'm skipping the bacon jokes. That's just too easy. Rose is back in time. So close!
Do not believe her lies.
She tries to reveal the truth to these idiots, but it's a wasted effort. Feel good about yourself, do you? Hitting a lady? Huh?
You darkened the heart of an innocent.
Burner!
Yes, they burn everything they don't like, but stabbing is good too. I got warrants! She was coming right at me, I felt threatened. This was all according to plan. The Trojan Rose bleeds into action. Oh, Rose, gross. We burn people here. To think this wouldn't have happened if she hadn't poked a hole in Rose.
Alright, I guess this is the night bitches die.
Remember me, Yeah, she's worthy of the C word. I know I'm rooting for this, but still, that's gotta hurt. Makes the Borg Queen's death look pleasant. Hi, Mom. Basically, the next few minutes is an orgy of murder and mayhem where the entire congregation is torn apart with barbed wire. I cannot blame Alessa for going sick house on these idiots. Yes, sweetie, dance in their blood. All versions of Alessa merge into Sharon. No, Mother, you do not get one. Well, we're out of here. Need a babysitter? Fuck no. You're not gonna do that barbed wire thing with me, are you? No promises. They're finally able to leave Silent Hill. Sharon, if anyone asks about a dead cop, we never saw her. Good girl. When they get home, it appears they may have left Silent Hill, but they're still in that other dimension, separated from their own reality. Christopher is also home, finally having the movie to himself. Ready for my big scene. Aww. And that was Silent Hill. Wait, something's wrong here. Sean Bean lives! Congratulations, buddy! You survived a horror movie. The premise is pretty faithful to the first game, but instead of a father searching for their child, it's the mother, making motherhood a recurring theme.
Mother is God in the eyes of a child.
Just ask the Menendez brothers. Too soon? As if a father wouldn't go through something similar. But they wanted their theme, so okay. Her reason for taking Sharon to Silent Hill doesn't seem to be well thought out, but it's taken from the game and that serves to get them here. Still, I'm sure they could have gone through a number of other scenarios that would have brought them to Silent Hill just the same, but they chose to honor the source material. They went this way. Fair enough.
That was real?
I liked having a level-headed skeptic at first, but she quickly figures out that has no place here. The creatures are presented as adversaries at first, but when the cult is revealed, they take a back seat, propping up the real villains here. Alessa is not a villain, she's a victim. Have I mentioned they had it coming? Christabella, the stereotypical zealot, reveling in her extremism in the name of God, but Alice Krige plays her so well she does not feel cliche at all. She's so evil. She's good at that. The rest of the gang, except for Anna, R.I.P., are nameless, faceless cogs in the same machine. Still, religious nuts are easy to hate on, especially when they're so vile to children, so keep chucking those stones. The filmmakers were concerned about a lack of male characters, so Sean Bean's subplot was tacked on, and it shows. He has no influence on the story and supplies mostly exposition and world building. You could remove him and give the exposition role to someone else and you'd never know. And I like Sean Bean, I just didn't think his character was necessary, and his storyline bogged things down. The music and overall creepy atmosphere really nails the feel from the game. I think it's one of the best game adaptions made. I was just waiting for something to come out of the fog and rip someone in half. Not disappointed. The imagery is eerie enough in normal mode, but when the switch flips, this is a world you can't wait to flee. There's a lot of history to go through, and the execution of exposition is clumsy at times. The big reveal at the end, a whopping 6 minutes of exposition, was necessary to understand Alessa's character and what was happening, since it was held back to maintain the mystery. Rather than give you pieces through the movie, you kind of get an exposition dump right at the end. The set pieces involving the Nightmare world are just pulse-pounding. I was hoping to see Pyramid Head one more time during the finale, but that would have cost too much. Also, pacing can be slow at times during exposition, especially frustrating when they cut to Sean Bean's storyline. It's like getting told to take out the trash in the middle of a game. Silent Hill is 4 Bs. Dark, twisted, it had the potential of a perfect adaptation, but a tacked-on subplot and oodles of exposition hurt pacing quite a bit. But it's still a fun, creepy, well-presented experience. Like, subscribe, comment the bell, you know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles!